Yeah, come on!
It's the Yeah Come On Show with Southside Steve.
Yeah, come on. And it is Southside Steve in the studio of Exit Wealth. This is a fine studio, and look for us next week. We'll do Buckhead because I think that's a thing, man. People want to see us in that studio, and it's just for convenience. You're coming out of Woodstock. I'm coming out of Milton. This is just a great location for us, but you're kind of in the middle. Buckhead's convenient for you.
Yeah, it's about equidistant, as they say in the distance business. I can go 30 minutes one way or 30 minutes the other way. I'm kind of in the middle. Yeah.
If you're
not physically in the middle, but
okay.
I'm 30 minutes either direction. So it works for me. And yeah, it was a great place. We're going to make it better next time.
Yeah, we're learning all the equipment, learning to do. Jeff's been taking some courses. Mike, on the other hand, is not able to go down to Buckhead most of the time.
No.
Mom doesn't want you riding.
So I got to step in for Mike down there. But it's funny you mentioned that episode because it was a highly viewed episode last week, and we got a lot of comments on that Buckhead episode.
Yeah, we love comments. Send them in to us. I want to know what you're thinking, what you think about it. And comments is just our little fun word because, you could be very happy calling us. You could be very upset. But what you think matters.
Yeah, we like to hear some feedback. In fact, I thought we would do some because we got a bunch, not just on our YouTube, but on our TikTok, because some of our TikToks have been going, I wouldn't say viral, for us, viral. And people are making a lot of comments, good and bad.
Good and bad.
And of course, they like to correct your stories in case you don't get all the facts right.
I have made a living out of coming up with whatever comes off the top of my head. And sometimes I'm surprisingly on point.
Yeah.
I'm good with history. I know a little bit about history. And when I say history, different aspects of Atlanta, where things were because I lived it, but also like Civil War history, certain things like that, Indian history, things that my father taught me. But when it starts to, go anywhere else, there's a chance I'm off.
Well, I have a couple on a story we talked about. They just filled in the blanks. They didn't, you weren't wrong.
Okay.
They just added some extra context.
And sometimes you don't have that. Sometimes it's just better to just kind of go, and not stop to get every little T crossed and I dotted. But right now, today, we're having a blast. It is a fun Friday for us. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you that we are headed out after this, 2 small sliders in Marietta. We're going to film today.
Yeah, we're going to make another a part 2 or a follow-up to our commercial sketch we made for sliders. We're going to do another one, similar vein, similar concept, different jokes.
Yes. Well, there you go. So for me, it's fun. I like playing characters.
Yeah.
I like doing. There's going to be an angry character today.
Yeah.
Just because occasionally they have to deal with somebody that's angry.
There's a lot of Karens and Chads that are they're not pleasant to deal with when you're a customer service person at any restaurant.
No, and I choose not to play that person.
Yeah, I'm gonna play the jerk.
Jeff Jeff will play the jerk, and it'll be a little hard. We try not to be jerks, but spread the word. I keep running into people that were big-time listeners of the rock stations I was on or the shows I was on. Primarily regular guys is what I get the most, and rightly so. Definitely the edgiest show I've ever been a part of, and maybe the edgiest ever in Atlanta history, if you agree with that. I don't think I can think of anybody that was edgier.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so there you go. We were the Howard Sterns of this market. But I keep handing out my cards, and I'm like, we do a 4-hour radio show Monday through Friday, and if we don't do it live, we try to deliver good, what we call, our term for it, are throwbacks.
Yeah, good throwback interviews, any funny bits. We got plenty lined up. So for the rest of the year, we got a lot of good stuff, a lot of throwbacks whenever we need them.
Mm-hmm. And we can be edgy if we choose to, because we are not on the radio. But keep in mind, if we were on the radio, we definitely play by the FCC rules. I never have not. But now it's time for some feedback on what you think. Based on a couple of things for us that went viral, people are leaving more and more comments. And
yeah. Well, here's a couple from the Buckhead episode on YouTube. This is from the Chip Murrah. Okay. Steve-O needs some low lights, a little too blonde. They said you're a little too blonde.
I am.
in that,
Look at this. Well, how's the back look?
Yeah,
Is the black bad?
yeah, it's pretty blonde.
It's everything?
I don't think it's bad.
Thank you.
I guess you're just not used to it.
I might do that. Here's why, bro. I go to Balance Salon. Jeff's been there. CJ runs it. I've been going to it for over 15 years. She does a lot of the hair of the radio people and does a lot of hair and makeup for different folks. But she's got a pretty high-end clientele, but she's convenient off the interstate, Ashford, Dunwoody, across from Perimeter Mall, Park Place Shopping Center. Been there forever. She just said, hey, man, I like the color. It looks good. Blondes have more fun. We had some jokes. She goes, but as you gray in, it won't be noticeable. And we can do your hair like every 10 to 11
you can make
weeks.
it last longer without doing low lights. Yeah, that makes sense.
If I go dark or darker, it's like every 6 weeks. Otherwise, I have the skunk thing.
You're George Washington.
And I don't want to be George Washington, and I don't want to be a skunk. But if I decided to go dark, I would have to
do it more often.
Yeah.
All right, we'll work up to that.
All right.
Here's another one, and you just mentioned another person commented on this. Just watch this episode because it didn't have one of those stupid AI thumbnails you've been using. Now, this is a hot topic because everyone is using these and everybody's onto it. This whole having an AI thumbnail to promote your video or whatever. It was kind of cool and kind of fun for like 5 minutes 6 months ago. Everybody hates it now.
Well, I'm going to point in both directions because Jeff and Mike do these kind of things. Yeah. I have nothing to do with it, and I'm not dumb. When I look at the picture, I'm like, yes, that is me 20 years from now. It makes me look older. I don't. To me, it's just a look. I don't care if it resembles me. It's funny, so I actually don't mind it. But I have gotten a message. I've got a comment too.
Yeah,
want to hear my comment? Mine's from an ex-sales guy that is now working where we used to work, and now he's the general manager of Fox. And I don't think Steve Romack would be upset at me mentioning his name. This guy's running Fox FM, so if you're looking to advertise, just tell him Southside Steve sent you so I get something. But he said, hey, man, coming from a place of peace and love, I swear, but please stop using AI-generated pictures of you on social media. They're just not good. The ones that I've seen don't even look like you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's partially me and Mike's fault because when we fed the AI, I just grab a few pictures from your Facebook.
Well, do you want to grab one from when I looked 30, so then I look 50?
Yeah, I could do that, or I could do give it better photos. Like we could do a photo shoot.
Well, I blame you then.
It's kind of me. But I think they're kind of funny, even though you look kind of weird in some of them. But aside,
you gave me a mullet on the 96 Rock tag.
I don't know where it came up with that.
By the way, the mullet was gray in the back and dark on top. I was like, what kind of look is that?
A two-tone mullet.
Yeah.
But aside from it not always looking at you and looking like a little bit older, people tell us AI generated. My son said the same thing. He said those look stupid, and I kind of use the theory that Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale thought when they made Back to the Future. Robert Zemeckis, the director, in Back to the Future, Forrest Gump.
I didn't know the names, but all right.
Their philosophy was when they were making Back to the Future, if someone says something, it's just their opinion. If two people say it, there are probably millions that would agree.
Okay.
So if more than one person says, "Hey, these AI thumbnails are dumb," most people will agree. So we're probably going to back off on doing them.
Okay.
Plus, I'm only using.
You want to do real pictures?
Well,
the other show I'm on, they take real pictures at the end of the show.
Yeah, we could do that, or like this
for thumbnails,
like this bucket. When we're live on location, it just shows us live. That's a good looking picture. And just slap the logo on it. People like that.
Okay. Yeah, because we were live at Regal.
We've done a lot of stuff lately.
Yeah, we've been going live. Any other good comments? Nothing terribly mean so far. Just kind
of no. This was a good one too because this was a the lifeguard story from yesterday or the other day,
2 days ago
in California. There's a kid, 16-year-old that
he's a hero.
He's a hero, and people backed you up. They said,
"No, that's intense."
That young man was 16. Those waves were insane, amazing. Those waves were much higher than 4 feet. Well, okay, you're a little off on the size of the waves, I guess.
Not really. Not if you're standing up, they might be 4 to 5 feet, and I get that. But because I've been in that spot, not maybe that exact spot, but I've been on the beach in Santa Cruz, and I know what the undertow and waves are crashing. It's just something, man. You go out and you get wet, and if you get pulled out, if you're on your own and you're athletic at all, yeah, you can pretty much get yourself back again as long as you don't go too far. But that kid, that 10-year-old went way too far.
Yeah.
That 16-year-old had to go where he was and then get him out. And it's like all you've got. It's like about every 15 to 20 seconds, you're getting pounded again. And it's just so hard to make any ground. And it's like if you even get up a little bit, every wave's different. Some have more undertow. The next wave could slide you deeper than you were the first time. It's brutal.
Well, the other story this week that a little thing went viral on TikTok was the Tony Romo DUI. You talked about that in Steve MC.
I had to talk about it just because, we've kind of all been there, but I thought his answers were fun. And I'm always astonished that cops are they do their job. It would be hard, I'll just admit it, for me to give Tony Romo a DUI.
Well, you'd be kind of starstruck.
I would, or Kevin Costner or somebody. Now, if, I can think of a few people. Say John Ossoff, and I pull him over. I'm going to throw the book at him.
Well, here's so just clarifying, because he said he was going to grandma's house.
Which was, his grandma and granddad.
His kid's grandma. So he was going to his parents' house, not his grandma. Just a technical thing.
So they clarified, but I thought it was funny because it's the old Red Riding Hood.
Yeah,
so where are you going? I'm going to grandma's house.
Yeah,
it's funny.
When you said that I watched it several times when I was editing it, putting it together. Like, this is funny.
It's funny.
Then someone, Chad Outler, this is on TikTok. Where's Larry Wax and Eric from the Regular Guys?
Eric is on WSB if you want to listen to him. He's on afternoons, and he's acquired several people from the Regular Guys show. He has Tim Andrews, and then he has two former interns that are now air personalities if you want to listen to those. And he's on WSB, 3 to 6, I think the time frame is. Might be 3 to 7. I apologize. I listen when I listen. Larry is at Lake Oconee. He's the voice of a minor league baseball team. His wife works at 92.9, Sandra Golden, with Steak Shapiro. And Larry has a podcast. It's called the Modcast, if you want to follow it. And he also does some Regular Guys pop-ups and throws up some stuff. And I think he may or may not still be in the mortgage business as well.
Okay. Well, there you go. There are some comments from our listeners.
Well, there you go. All right.
Attention golfers, or should I say attention people that live in a subdivision that allows golf carts. Or maybe you just want one to ride around your house because you got land. This is a used golf cart. This is a club car. It has a sound system in here you can't see. It's been completely refurbished, new lithium battery. The seats are incredible. And this thing is $5,000 off a new one, and it was only used for a year or so. And if you mention the "Yeah, come on" deal, it's $500 off that. This could be yours at North Atlanta Golf Cart right now in Dawsonville, Southside Steve. Yeah, come on.
Steve MZ. I've got to tell you, this is I don't want to call him a douchebag. So this isn't my douchebag segment. I know what this is because I don't know everything about this individual. This is a why segment. If you could give me a little why. We love to do the why segments, but I'm going to do it within the borders of Steve MZ. Why? If you won, think about it. If you won $167 million in 2025.
2025?
2025. That's a year ago.
Yeah.
Why in the world would you be arrested on domestic violence?
Why?
Oh my God! I can't wait to hear this.
Well, it gets even better. It's not just that. It's also, let me just go through the arrest record. Since winning.
Since winning?
Since winning.
Well, he had to have a record before this because money only multiplies whatever you're into. So he must have already been like a troublemaker.
We'll see. Steve MZ reveals chronology. See, I shouldn't have said that. What do you call it in order?
Chronologically.
There you go. These are his legal charges. April 2025 in Florida. Arrested on misdemeanor battery and resisting an officer after kicking a sheriff's deputy in the face during a resort altercation.
So this is a Florida man story.
Yep. He's there. So he's in Florida. He's at a resort, and he gets out of control, drinking involved. Then, November 2025, Kentucky. indicted on a high-speed hit-and-run crash while he allegedly drove between 103 and 117 miles an hour before rear-ending another vehicle, fleeing the police.
This is after he wins the lottery, so he just thinks he can do whatever he wants.
Maybe you're right. February, New Year, 2026. Still up to no good in Kentucky. Arrested and charged with intimidating a participant in a legal process after a domestic dispute. So I assume somebody's in a domestic deal. He walks up, intimidates them, and makes them scared and gets in their face while they're doing something illegal and gets arrested. Well, March of 2026. Kentucky.
Why did he stay in jail? I guess he has enough money to get out of this.
Maybe. He's arrested for second degree. This is the kicker. Give me the why. Why? Michael, I don't know. Arrested for second degree burglary.
Oh, okay.
And marijuana possession after allegedly breaking in to a Lexington residence off Kennesaw Drive, wherever that is. He stole, you ready for this? He stole out of a house $12,000.
To add to his $100 million?
Why?
No. Then he just got arrested this month. We are in the last day of July 2026, arrested for the fourth time following a domestic dispute, facing charges of first-degree strangulation and fourth-degree assault.
This guy, he needs to he needs to be in jail and put his money back in the lottery. They should put it back in the lottery, add to the next week's drawing.
I guess his name's James Fartherling. And dude, you won in Kentucky. He won the Kentucky Powerball, $167.3 million a year ago. And you break into somebody's house to steal 12 grand? I do not know why, but that's all. Steve, I mean, he is topping the Steve MZ. Why talk about someone famous when you can talk about somebody going viral that makes you go, why? Hey, it's Southside Steve with the Yeah Come On show, and I am over here off South Cobb Drive, home of StarCoachesInc.com, and I'm with Danny Jr., the owner. And Danny, we are standing on a 2020 bus that's terribly expensive, but not expensive to borrow. Tell us a little bit about this coach.
Oh, this is a 2020 model Prevost XL3. We're standing in the front lounge of it. It sleeps up to 12 people. You can modify the bunks to 8 people, 6 people, however you want to party or how you want to do. Mainly we do entertainers, musicians, travel all over the United States and into Canada. We do full tours, rock and roll, hip hop, country, whatever you can think of.
And you know what else he does? The common man. If you got a golf trip, you're going to the Kentucky Derby, you're going to the beach with the family, there's so many things they can work with you on to have everybody in one place, safe, having a good time, not worried about it. Let's walk through the bunks. Check this out. Danny, tell us what we got here. 12 bunks?
So these are 12 bunks, and like I said, you can modify them to fit less people if you want, so you got more room. You can't have more than 12. And this is our back lounge, and both lounges have 2 TVs, there's satellite on board, DVD players. You can do Bluetooth streaming, whatever you want to do. Smart TVs, streaming, Netflix, whatever you want.
Yep, and this can be turned into a bedroom, or this can be where the chill people want to hang out. StarCoachesInc.com. Contact them. You won't believe how affordable this is.
Polydictainment.
You know, I still want to talk about Dr. Fauci after the aftermath of Wednesday's hearing, which was a bit of a show. I saw more clips, over the past couple of days. Remember the one guy on the panel that was grilling him was like, "Who the F did you think you are doing this?" As
I know.
They were really going after him.
Well, it's your chance to at least shame him, talk about something that he did do, whether he answers to it or not, to make people aware, if they're not aware, of the lies that have been told.
Yeah. Now, did you see in his opening statement, he was saying how, this is obviously Rand Paul. He's just obsessed with me and obsessed with going after me. I'm like, no. Rand Paul is representing the people. There are a lot of people who are not over this, including me.
No,
And
I'm not over it. I didn't
You're
want
not. Adam Carolla. A lot of people still want some kind of reckoning. Now, my issue with the reckoning is it's not so much about the hiding of where it came from, whether it's the wet market or the blab. That's not my really beef. Yes, that shouldn't have happened. It should have been out. The gain of function research, whatever. It's the response that was overdone. That's what ruined the country. Printing all the money, shutting the businesses down, kids not going to school, all that stuff. That was all part of him recommending. He said, I didn't say to shut down the schools.
Yes, you did.
Yes, he did. And that the businesses.
You ruined the country, and you set us back. And they're saying right now, when I say they, I'm probably referring to anybody that is right, meaning on any show. Maybe there's some left out there that has problems with it, but they say he may have done more damage to the United States than any other individual in our history.
I would totally agree with that. 100%.
That's a hell of a thing, man. How do you live with that?
I mean, that's why people complain. All the stuff you're complaining about now, even the wars, I don't think would have happened had this not happened. The inflation, the high price gas, all the.
Had it not happened, and I don't really give two S's if you don't agree with me, but I'm just telling you, I know this, and God knows it. Animals know it. I think you know it. Trump would have been reelected.
Yes.
Without the pandemic, which is why I think it was done. It was the only way that you could cheat was to do write-in ballots with nobody going to the polls because everybody's scared. I mean, we had no toilet paper. We had no paper towels. You were allowed to buy one roll. We stood 6 feet from each other for 2 years. Kids had to wear masks. Trying to put a mask on my 2-year-old, I don't blame him. I don't want a mask on. But if he didn't keep it on, I wasn't allowed to stay in a restaurant. I wasn't allowed to go into a certain place. I'm like, he's 2 damn years old. Yeah. And guess what? I wouldn't have him out if I thought he was going to get sick. So my only preachy thing in closing is this guy did all this, kept it going, shut us down. I've had the flu. I've had COVID. Flu's worse. Hand to God. If you give me a choice today, which one I got to catch for the next 5 days, give me the pandemic because the flu sucks. It's the worst. Guess what? Every year I make a decision. Am I going to take a flu shot or am I not? Workplaces say it's available downstairs. Right now, they did it at Cumulus at my corporate office where I worked for 14 years for Rock 100.5. There would be flu shot day. They'd be down there. The company covered it. If you want to get it. I got it some years I didn't. It was my choice. And the company was like, we hope that you do it, but if you choose not to, we understand. They should have treated this the same way.
They didn't do that. Exactly. That's
all I got.
That's what one thing that I push back on the right about when they talk about the wet market and the gain of function. And well, Dr. Fauci killed 1 million people. Okay. We all know that. They even, people on the right that say that now, oh, well, you're responsible for 1 million deaths. Well, 5 years ago, you were saying, well, a lot of those deaths were just counted as COVID because the person had COVID or comorbidities or they were old, they were going to die anyway. They would have died from the flu. They would have. You can't have it both ways. You can't blame Dr. Fauci for 1 million deaths and then at the same time say, well, they weren't really COVID deaths.
I know 12.
So I don't like that. That's one thing that I don't really see anyone talking about. That's why I say the damaging part that he did is the shutting down and all that crazy stuff that we did.
The fact that kids rolled through my neighborhood, the saddest thing I ever saw was, and they did it themselves. It was their idea. I don't know if other communities did this. They grabbed vehicles that had sunroofs. Parents drove them. And the boy and the girl that would have gone to prom.
Oh, yeah. The proms in the cars.
We had proms through the cars rolling through our neighborhoods. And the reason they did it is they wanted to go through each other's neighborhoods. These kids drove for like 2 hours going through neighborhoods, and all the parents came out. We came out. But we're not next to each other. We're in our driveway because we don't want to talk to our neighbors because we're scared. And we all clapped and waved. I mean,
that's stupid stuff.
Anybody that graduated high school during that era or had a baby like I did, it sucked so bad. And the older people that were dying couldn't say goodbye. People couldn't be at the bedside for others. We just should have said, go to hell. Yet these people, the left, just to get fired up a minute, You'll stand against foreigners with criminal records being removed from our country, which is against the law. You'll hate on ICE, but you got no problem wearing a mask and staying in your house for 2 years and not being around anybody.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. But I was glad to see that even though we didn't get anything out of Fauci, it spoke volumes. And that the mainstream media covered it. Sure. In fact, there was a great observation by Laura Ingraham. She was in like the hallway when Dr. Fauci came out of the hearing, and all the reporters jumped on and yelling questions. All the mainstream media reporters asking questions, and she turned. She's like, "Yeah, it's funny. Look at all these people, these journalists, asking him questions. Where were they 5-6 years ago asking these questions? They weren't." No. They weren't asking him the questions.
We bought it, and corporations bought it, and everybody mandated it. Unless you worked for a good old boy, it said, hell no. And just to close out, I know 12, maybe 20 responders, first responders that are all like, none of those, they were blaming everything on COVID. Those weren't COVID deaths. Those were flu deaths. It was this and that. They needed the high numbers.
Right. That's the part that I'm saying, that the people that say that Fauci killed 1 million people, you can't say both. That's what I think.
Can't. All right, coming up now, Rockin' Taco. We will be there next Thursday, and come hell or high water, we will blow up the internet for the next 6-7 days. That's what we like to do, just for one good push. It is the Yacht Rock Schooner Band that will be there Thursday. It'll start up at 8. Get your tickets. We know that Fulton County, at least, is going back to school Monday. Parents, it's going to be brutal. Take a night for yourself. Get a babysitter. These kids want new clothes. Any 12, 13, 14-year-old girl or guy will babysit your kids for sure. And come out with us and just relax and do the 70s, man. So we will see you there. One of the sponsors of Yeah Come On Sports that I now throw to on the line, who was live with us for Monday's show, it is Jack Sugar.
Yeah, come on. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Aren't Fridays good, bro?
They're the best. They are the best.
I'm just going to tease you quickly before we start. Jeff Kent, Jeff with a G here, who actually is a decent golfer. I had no idea. He just kind of kept it to himself. He actually is a good golfer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like when we played in this tournament, I carried the team more than Steve. Not to brag.
All this time, we're talking about golf. We're talking about me golfing, and little did we know, Jeff's a sandbagger over here, just keeping his game on the low.
Yeah, I wanted to impress y'all. So next time y'all play, you can invite me, and I can keep up. Steve knows I can keep up with y'all now.
Do you want to tell Jack how well I did on the 2 par 3s with my Jack? What's that club again that I use? It's in between clubs. I went blank on it again. The name of it.
A hybrid?
Yeah, I used a hybrid. Did you see my 2 hybrid hits that I put on the green? That was with Ted and Justin Farmer. Justin Farmer's good. Yeah, I did. I put him on the green.
Okay.
Just say
on the dance floor, as they
on
say
the dance floor from 180 and 191 out. Jack, I did play again the other day. Things are coming back together from the most horrific round in my life since maybe my first 5 or 6 times. I had a lot going on in my head, so I started drinking, smoking cigars, and Jack Sugar witnessed my worst round of golf. It was bad. It was with
I'm here for you through thick and thin, the best of times and the worst. I'm here for it all.
Yeah, and then my father-in-law was like, "Yeah, drink more." I'm like, "Okay," and then Uncle Rob is just like, "What the hell are you doing?" And Jack stayed above it all and knocked a really good round. My invitation goes out to you, Jack, if you want old school golf, Bolton Road off 285 golf. I will be teeing off tomorrow morning at 10:10 if you want in, and yes, that rhymes.
Wow. All right. So we got 24 hours notice here, 23 hours notice to get this, approved by the wife. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, you go to the wife. It's my brother Kevin, who you love. He's one of your brothers too. We're all of us brother-in-laws. We're brothers. And Jeff Kinsler, who is a riot. So who I went to high school with. So, but Kevin would love you because Kevin's a little bit of a ball striker. He's on a heater right now too. So it could be fun. It's a course right off the interstate. I'm told for you, it's not a bad drive. For me, it's a little worse. So think about it.
I'll think about it. You know me. I'll play golf on a cow pasture, on a beach, on a highway. I mean, it doesn't matter. I'll play it.
Well, let me give you a proper introduction. It is Yeah Come On Sports with Jack Sugar, who knocked a 72 at a course called East Lake. Go, Jack.
Yeah, so on Sunday when we were at Chuck E. Cheese, I teased Jackson Coyven leading the 3M Open, and he went on to win that tournament and outduel Scotty Scheffler. So hopefully you tuned in for that. That was awesome to see, a 21-year-old kind of making his PGA Tour dreams come true. That was fun. So yeah, we're closing in on East Lake here pretty soon. We're 3 weeks out from the FedEx Cup tournament starting. So we got the Rocket Mortgage Classic going on right now in Detroit, Michigan, and then the Wyndham Championship next weekend. And then after that, the top 70 players will play in the St. Jude FedEx Cup Challenge, and then that will get cut down to 50, and they'll play in the BMW Championship, and that'll get cut down to 30, and then we'll be at East Lake. So the golf season's coming to a close here. Decent bit of tournaments kind of finishing up. That same guy, Jackson Coyven, is ranked 72 in the world. So he is playing in the Rocket Mortgage Classic this weekend, trying to make it into the top 70 so he can make those playoffs.
Now,
so
this kid came out of nowhere for most people, and I'll say he came out of nowhere for me. I saw the Auburn logo. My niece and nephew graduated from Auburn. My wife graduated from Auburn. I'm a big War Eagle guy. I'm not an Alabama guy. I'm just not as far as that university. So for me, he came out of nowhere too. He's young. I remember seeing Tiger in '95 play as an amateur. I actually had tickets, and I was out at Augusta watching that. And, I'm being told what he was going to be. I didn't know about him any more than I know about this kid. Is this kid going to what your thoughts on him quickly? Because I know you study it more than I do.
I mean, I wasn't watching a ton of college golf, but I was familiar enough that he led Auburn to 2 national championships and decided to stay there. Seems like a really grounded kid, grew up playing on a 9-hole muni. So, not one of these guys that is best friends with the club pro in St. Simon's or whatever. It's just cool to see someone with kind of the humble beginnings make his way up. So I think you just never know who's going to be the real deal. Like, to compete at the top level, you have to just be a different breed mentally. And so you never know. He's got all the skills in the world. I think he's got a bright future, and I like kind of seeing the potential of like the start of something special and from a career perspective. So we'll see if he pans out. You just never know. Never know. Sometimes this early spotlight can work against you in a mental game like that. So
what about,
we'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, I got to ask you. We'll keep an eye on golf because I know I love golf, love playing it, and it's fun to watch too, especially with these big tournaments coming. Everybody, Jeff and I have not watched. We're about to watch. We know the Braves are doing okay. Your thoughts on the Atlanta Braves as they're headed, possibly to playoffs and maybe even a World Series? This could be the year.
Yeah, they're 7 games up. So on Sunday, they were 5.5 games up. They went 2-2 starting on Sunday. So the Phillies just must not be winning. But I think they're playing the Yankees. So a little more breathing room there. Ronald Acuna's back. He hit a home run last night, which is good to see. And they pulled out a good win against the Nationals. Main thing to watch is that the trade deadline is on Monday. So I imagine over the weekend and on Monday there will definitely be some teams selling and some teams buying. I would think the Braves are going to be one of those teams that are buying because they need to get some arms in the bullpen. The offense, that's not our issue. We need to get a little bit of depth. So Tariq Skubal, he won the Cy Young last year, and with the Tigers, he's kind of been the main piece out there that people are trying to acquire, but how much you'll have to give up in order to get him, that's always the risk reward. So that's where the front office will make their hay. Anthopoulos has not been the type of guy to go out and spend big. When we won the World Series, he pieced together a winning roster with the likes of like Eddie Rosario and Jock Peterson, who just flashed at the right time, and we won the World Series. So I don't think we're going to go do that. I'd be surprised if we went and did that, but you just never know. You never know what the outlook is maybe they're regretting letting Max Fried and Freddie Freeman walk away, given that they're both having tremendous success.
Oh,
on their
hell
new
yes,
teams.
they are.
Well,
Hell
Freddie
yes.
Freeman was a mistake with his agent.
That well,
Right.
do we know? I mean, that is the truth, right? It was an agent
Yes.
deal. Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess
Freddie
so.
has said that. So that was unfortunate. I think he would have taken a hometown discount. So, I don't even like to talk about that.
Be glad my agent did what he did. I had an agent mishap. I had the gig at 92.9 doing mornings, and my agent didn't like the deal and kiboshed it without telling me. Had I known, I might have taken it, Jeff, and we wouldn't have the destiny.
Where would be?
We wouldn't have this destiny.
Yeah.
Some people call it destiny. Some people call it a I don't know, what is it called when things go down?
I call it density.
Density? Yeah, I don't know whether we're doing a whirlpool or not. We'll see. I don't think so. Are we in a whirlpool, Jeff?
Yeah.
Are we in a?
Mine was a Back to the Future reference. I don't know if anybody got it.
I did not get it. But Jack's giggling. Anytime Jack giggles, that means I was self-deprecating because Jack enjoys when I do that. Don't you, Jack?
It's always good.
It is always. It is always. I want to do, because we're running behind here a little. I want to do a tease for what Monday will be, but I don't want to finish the show without a comment. Again, we have Jack Sugar on. Yeah, Come On Sports every Monday and Friday. I think he is the best at what he does. So I want to start the week and end the week, and have somebody that knows more and understands it more than you and I do, Jeff. But quarterback situation, Atlanta Falcons. I mean, just to touch on it, but we might go deeper Monday. What the hell's going on, man?
Yeah, actually, speaking of arms, I was getting mine warmed up because I was, thinking about driving up to Flowery Branch and seeing if they needed anybody to throw some balls. Just because, man, we got a guy with glass knees that we traded multiple first-round picks for. So that's working out well. And then we go by Tua, who, gosh knows what the state of his body is, which obviously it's not good because he's already hurt. So, I really don't. I'm processing it all. We have like all the pieces in the world in that team. We'll get into football more as we get into August here. I'm at a loss for words. This organization, they never cease to amaze me. The fact that we're bringing people off the street to throw balls to our wide receivers and running backs early in training camp it's unfathomable.
It really is. And you've got Matt is a part of it. Good old Matty Ice. He's there. He knows. And that's why they brought him in. And we're having quarterback issues of all issues. I have never in my years, I'm as old as the franchise. I was born the year the Falcons started. I know about Tommy Nobis. I know about the old days and seeing great players come to a team that didn't have anything and they waste away. And have a conversation with Steve Barkowski and say, hey, man, couldn't help but notice you're walking slow and have a cane. How are your knees? And he's like, yeah, I had a welcome mat for an offensive line. So we know what we've done to great athletes. But this time, we have them. We have all the pieces. I don't think I've ever seen a stronger receiving core, running back. We're there, man. But we don't have
We have it all.
Except
the quarterback.
Except the quarterback. What please do your research over the weekend Monday. There's got to be a name you can toss out there. There's got to be somebody that's talking about it and what the hell we're going to do. You're right about glass knees. The dude, Jeff, 3 AC operations, ACLs, man. And now he's hurt. And then we got a guy with a back injury. He looked great in a Miami Dolphin uniform. He had a moment. I just don't know where he's at now. I don't even know who our third string guy is. I don't want to know.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't think we do either, which is amazing that you have those two guys at 1 and 2 and you got no plan C. So we brought in Cooper Rush off the streets to throw some balls. And the thing is, you need multiple quarterbacks to practice in training camp. And we literally only have I do not know who's throwing footballs after Cooper Rush.
I don't.
And so it's a really, really scary situation going into the season because we've got it all except the quarterback. And if you don't have a quarterback, you don't have a team in the NFL. So
no,
most important position in football, the Atlanta Falcons are not addressing it. And, of course, they're going to go out and they're going to win enough games to not be able to draft a quarterback next year. And we're going to find ourselves in the same situation. But that's just me being a pessimist. I'll get rid of that. I'll be excited come beginning of football season. But for right now, it's like we're starting off on this note.
God.
I hope it's not, an indication of how things are going to play out the rest of the season. But
well, hopefully not. I look forward to maybe playing golf with you tomorrow. But we'll go deeper into this quarterback issue on Monday's show. And come on, Sports. Thank you for your time. You can close it out, brother. Good job.
Yes, sir. This has been Jack Sugar with Come On Sports, brought to you by North Atlanta Golf Carts. Hope everyone has a great weekend.
Later, man. All right.
Yeah, come on.
Man, that's tough, dude. As an Atlanta Falcon fan, that crushes me.
We need with those walk-on guys, like the movie Mark Wahlberg did, where he just tried out for the team. We need a quarterback to just come off the streets and just go to Flowery Branch. And
Do you realize I just got chills? That is probably exactly what they should do.
And we'll talk
Why not?
We will talk more about that Monday. We got to wrap it up now with track 13. We were doing blues. I've already got it all figured out.
All right, we're going to go blues, and it's brought to you by Elite Finishes. And I can tell you, Elite Finishes gave a deal. They got the insurance for it, but if you got your house painted by them this year and the Braves win the World Series, it's free to you. They're great at inside and outside painting. And, of course, Markwell Therapy. He's there for you if you need him. MarkwellTherapy.com. And Jeff and I are about to head out to Small Sliders. And when we go, I'm going to listen to the blues because I've had a good time this week.
Well, I'm doing more blues rock because obviously the blues influenced a lot of our classic rock guys. Namely Led Zeppelin. We're going to do a Led Zeppelin.
What about the Rolling Stones? Am I out of line?
Of course. No, of course.
Right.
Yeah, same to all those guys. Eric Clapton, they were all influenced by American black blues artists from the 30s and 40s. But one guy that Led Zeppelin covered was Willie Dixon. I think at some point, he had to sue him for some songwriting credit. But this song here from the first Zeppelin record, originally recorded by another blues artist, so he was given credit, Willie Dixon. I Can't Quit You, Baby.
I Can't Quit You, Baby?
Yeah. It's
I
on
don't
the
think
first,
I know this.
Right. Well, if you're a Zeppelin fan, you know it. But it was one of those Zeppelin songs that's never really played on the radio, but widely known if you're any kind of Led Zeppelin fan. So that's where we'll wrap up Blues Week today. You can watch the video, listen to the song, link in the description. Led Zeppelin, I Can't Quit You, Baby, written by Willie Dixon, track 13 on the Come On Show.